Unbelievable. You know, I don't think you guys truly realize the greatness that came bestowed before you where I grew up in this area. Let me tell you something right now. And I felt compelled to make this video after watching a special on Joe Namath about being one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Do you realize this? When you think about this, Joe Namath, Jim Kelly, Dan Marino, and Joe Montana, and myself all hail from the same fucking area. Them guys all hail from around Beaver Falls, PA, which is about 15, 20 miles away from me. All right? Now, a lot of people are probably saying, why am I throwing my name into the mix of these great elite quarterbacks? Because I would have been a great elite quarterback. In fact, I would have been the best out of that class if my career was not sidelined by some problems that I won't diverge into. But what I'm saying is, a lot of people say it must be something with the water around here. It may be something with the water around here. Granted, it is about 6 o'clock in the morning right now. My TV shut off a few times. But I will tell you this right now. I definitely was in that class of quarterbacks, and I will tell you this right now. Go to the store right now. I need more chewing tobacco. I will tell you this right now, unequivocally. I had the most talent outside of all them quarterbacks I mentioned. Jim Kelly, Dan Marino, Joe Namath, and Joe Montana. Definitely had the strongest arm. Definitely had the most talent. The only problem I was lacking, I'm only 6'2". Now I know Montana was only 6'2", but Marino was like 6'5", and I had some problems, off-field problems. But I will say this right now. The area that I grew up in is a fucking clientele for fucking quarterbacks. I mean, you think about this. The great NFL quarterbacks of all time, Dan Marino, Jim Kelly, Joe Namath, and Joe Montana, and myself, all hail from a 20-mile proximity around Beaver Falls, PA. Can you believe that? And I got to tell you something. I feel very honored to be mentioned along the elite Hall of Famers that this sport has endured. And I can only surmise that I would have been right up there with the championships that Montana would have won. And I would have been a better leader than Joe Montana also. We all know that from my personality. I am a born leader. So, and people don't realize about Joe Namath, and I really didn't realize this myself, to be honest with you. I watched the special, which I seen the special in the summertime. But Joe Namath was a fucking beast until he tore his knees up. He had like fucking 8 knee surgeries. Until he tore his knees up, he was a beast. It killed his career. It killed his career. But to be mentioned in the same breath as a Joe Montana, as a Joe Namath, as a Jim Kelly and a Dan Marino is an honor. And quite frankly, it's a good feeling knowing that when people watch the Namath program, they'll go around and they'll sit there and say, oh my God, that's where Joe Montana, Jim Kelly, Dan Marino, and ELPRESADOR, my name will be forever linked with Hall of Famers in this great game of football. And that right there is a testament of my skill and just the sheer brutality of my force of nature that I parlay. And I'm very proud to say that to be mentioned in that elite class is something. Just think about that. Jim Kelly, Hall of Famer for the Buffalo Bills. Dan Marino, one of the greatest pure passes of all time. Joe motherfucking Tana and Joe Namath. And then ELPRESADOR. All in the same vicinity. All Hall of Fame quarterbacks in their own right. Now, I know people are going to sit there and say, well, you never played the NFL. It don't matter. I guarantee if you took any high school coach out there and you measured my skill level against their skill level, they would tell you flat out that I had the most talent out of all of them. The strongest arm, I would have been able to read defenses, and I had a dimension them guys never had, which I could run the ball. Joe Namath could run the ball. Joe Namath. Joe Namath and me are about as close comparison as they can come, because Joe Namath could actually run the ball before his knees were taken away from him. But I could run the ball, and I could play special teams. So, as far as the Hall of Fame goes, I would have been a definite Hall of Famer, no doubt about it. And I know for a fact that my name's forever linked with the future greatness. So I'm proud of that. And I just had to make this video. Get that uploaded quick. Delirious? What are you talking? You think these people, when they watch this video, they're not going to think I'm fucking delirious. They're going to be like, this guy's a fucking straight, legitimate NFL quarterback. They know from seeing my sheer size, my throwing football ability. How could I be delirious? I'm allowed to mention my name with them guys because I would have been better than them. And they're in my same fucking vicinity, a 20-mile proximity. Just shut the fuck up, upload the fucking video, and go get my chewing tobacco, you dumbass.